All right, let's talk about making money online in Canada. In this explainer, we're cutting through all the noise to focus on one thing: legitimate, data-backed side hustles that are actually working for Canadians in 2026. No fluff, just what the numbers say works. Let's dive in. So let's just get right to it. Is your paycheck actually keeping up with, life? Because it seems like everything from rent to that bag of groceries costs way more than it did a year ago. For a lot of us, that one salary just doesn't stretch like it used to. A single income stream just isn't cutting it anymore. And that's led us to this new reality. A side hustle isn't just for fun money or a weekend project anymore. For so many Canadians, it's become an absolute necessity. It's not just about getting ahead, it's about keeping up. It's a key piece of the financial puzzle. So you might be wondering, how did we even get here? Well, this isn't just some passing trend. It's a really fundamental shift. It's driven by the economy, for sure, but it's also about people wanting to grab the wheel and take more control over their own financial destiny. But here's the really good news in all of this. The whole idea of a side hustle has totally evolved. We're in the middle of a massive digital shift, moving away from those traditional gigs and toward online opportunities that let us work smarter, not harder. Okay, let's really break this down. Think about a traditional gig, like food delivery. You've got real costs, right? You're burning gas, paying for insurance, and putting wear and tear on your car. Now, compare that to a digital gig, like freelance writing. Your startup cost is basically a laptop you already own. Your overhead? Almost zero. And you can work with clients literally anywhere in the world. It's a no-brainer. The digital path just has way higher profit margins. I get it. The world of making money online can feel like this huge, overwhelming universe. So to make it way easier, we've broken it all down into 3 main pathways. This should help you see exactly where you might fit in. So first up, you've got skilled services. This is all about taking the skills and expertise you already have and turning them into cash. Next, there's creative commerce. Perfect if you're an artist or designer who wants to sell your work. And finally, we have quick start gigs. These are for when you just need to start earning with little to no setup required. All right, now we get to the core of it. We're going to deep dive into 3 of the most stable, most in-demand online hustles in Canada today. And we're not just talking theory here. We're looking at real, hard numbers for what you can actually earn. Let's start with the absolute cornerstone of Canada's remote work economy: freelancing. More and more businesses are hiring specialists for specific projects instead of full-time roles. And you know what that means? The skills you have right now are more in demand than ever before. Now, this is where it gets exciting. Just look at these hourly rates. Web developers can command over $60 an hour. Even virtual assistants are pulling in up to $50. The big takeaway here is pretty clear. The more you specialize, the higher the rate you can charge. It's that simple. So where are people finding these gigs? Well, these are the big 3. Upwork and Fiverr are these massive global marketplaces where you can build a profile and start bidding. And hey, don't sleep on LinkedIn. It's a goldmine for networking and connecting with really high-quality clients. Okay, let's pivot to our second category. It's funny, right? In a world that's getting flooded with AI-generated answers, the demand for actual human teaching has just exploded. People want that real connection and guidance, and that has created a massive boom for online tutors. And this slide really tells the story. Humanities and languages pay pretty well for sure, but look at the premium for STEM subjects, science, tech, engineering, math, and test prep. We are talking rates that can easily top $50 or even $60 an hour. If you know your stuff in these areas, the opportunity is just huge. And getting started is pretty straightforward. You've got platforms like Preply and the Canadian-based TutorOcean, which are awesome for finding students all over the world. And honestly, don't forget about good old Kijiji. It's still a surprisingly great way to find local students in your area. Okay, so what if you're thinking, I don't have a specific skill to freelance and I don't have time to set up a tutoring business. I need to make some cash now. Well, that's where user testing comes in. It is a totally legit way to earn extra income just by giving your opinion on websites and apps. Now, let's be real about the money here. A quick 15-minute test might net you about 13 Canadian dollars. But if you get picked for a 1-hour live conversation, that could be up to $80. So no, it's not going to replace your full-time job. But as a super flexible way to make some extra cash from your couch, it's fantastic. If you're ready to give it a shot, these are the main platforms to sign up for. The process is super simple, and you can usually start taking little screening tests almost right away. It's honestly one of the fastest ways to get your foot in the door of earning online. Okay, stop for a second. Once you start earning, there is one number you absolutely have to burn into your brain as a Canadian, and that number is $30,000. This is a super important tax threshold that changes things up. I know, taxes are nobody's favorite topic, but this is crucial. Here's the deal in a nutshell. First, track every single dollar you make. You'll report that self-employment income on a T2125 form when you do your taxes. Now, here's the big one. Once you make over $30,000 in any 12-month stretch, you legally have to register for, collect, and send in GST or HST. You got to get this right from the start. So we've talked about what works right now, but where is all this headed? Well, the next big evolution is the creator economy. And this is a total game changer because it shifts the whole model away from trading your time for money and towards building a real long-term asset that you actually own. Becoming a content creator sounds like this big, intimidating thing, right? But it really just boils down to these 4 steps. You find a niche you're passionate about, you create content that's actually valuable to people, you build an audience that trusts you, and then, only then, you figure out how to monetize it. And inside that creator world, one thing is absolute king. This quote says it all. Video isn't just a nice to have anymore, it is essential. It is hands down the most powerful tool you have to connect with people and build a brand online. Period. But you have to be smart about it. To be effective today, you've got to focus on what's working. And that means thinking vertical for phones. It means making short, punchy content for platforms like Reels and TikTok. It means using AI editing tools to save a ton of time. And it means being smart about chopping up your long videos into smaller, shareable clips. So let's wrap this up. This whole shift to a digital economy, it's not some far-off prediction anymore. It's here. It's our reality right now. The tools, the platforms, the opportunities, they have never been more accessible. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?